All right, y'all, how y'all making? I wasn't actually intending on making this a video. I was just coming over here to help this man out because he's got a little extra chicken construction going on. But I figured since I was doing it anyway, might as well take y'all along. But we're back on that property where we did that raccoon trapping, and they still have a ton. He's got a bunch on camera, and the tracks are everywhere. And as you can see, this all right here is new. This whole part right there is a new part of his chicken coop. He about to get a whole lot more chickens, which means more produce to protect. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they egg chickens, I don't know if they meat chickens, but it really don't matter. When you put that kind of money into livestock, you want to keep it around until you don't want it to be around no more. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put out some more raccoon traps. This time I borrowed some from Frank. So I'm gonna have, I think 13 traps. So we put out 7 last time and we ended up with 2. I'm gonna put out 13, see if we can end up with a few more. Anyway, all right, y'all, I thought I was gonna be able to do this without the bug spray. I was gonna try because I hate using bug spray. Kind of burns the flesh sometimes, but I can't take it. These suckers are running rampant out here. Of course, this stuff here, pretty sure these mosquitoes out here have become immune to it, but hopefully it'll help out a little bit. All right, here we go. We're gonna put the first one right where we caught that last one at. So this time I'm gonna put a little bit further back from the road because I just don't want them tearing up that trail right there with the trap circle. So we're gonna go ahead and put it right here, and hopefully y'all can hear me over them daggum airboats that I am not a fan of, in case y'all ever heard that before. But if you missed the last video, this here is what they call a dog-proof trap. It is specifically geared towards raccoons, and it's built to where a dog or a cat or a household pet can't really set it off. Now, you know, anything can get set off by anything, I guess, if it's the perfect scenario, but it's made to prevent the that bycatch like that. So they got a little ring down in there that when you set it to trigger this trap, you have to pull that ring up. And because raccoons have fingers and they don't have paws like dogs or cats, they can reach in there, grab that loop and pull up. So when we put the food down in there to bait them, when they reach in there try and get it, they'll hit that ring and pull it up. Whereas if a dog comes and sticks his paw in there, he's just gonna be pushing down. He's not gonna be able to reach around and grab it. So the other things you can catch with these besides raccoon is possums and skunk have appendages where they can reach down there and kind of grab it. So this little wire right here is what holds their foot. So it's gonna open like this, and when it closes, it's gonna grab their foot right there, and that's all it is. You just pull that, squeeze that, pull that, squeeze that, and then this little lever right here will hold it like so, and there you go, your trap is set. This is one of the easiest things to set, one of the easiest things to trap. So if you got any youngins that want to get into trapping, this here is the perfect way to start, and you can eat them. So fur ain't worth nothing, so if you're doing it to sell the fur, I wouldn't waste your time, but you can eat them. Unless you want to tan the fur, make you a nice hat, you could do that too though. Give it a little tug, make sure the anchor's set. There we go. And then we just put it in the hole like this. Put that sucker in the ground like that. And there you go, you got a set trap. Now we just need to put some bait in it, and we're just gonna put the cat food in here just up to the trigger. Oh, maybe I should have grabbed a little bit more. And then we're gonna take some vanilla extract. I'm just gonna dab a little bit right there on the top of the trap. There you go. Put a little bit more in there, and then I'm gonna sprinkle it right here into the way. This is where they're traveling pretty heavy, so if they come this way and catch that food, and they'll work their way back to the trap. And then I like to put a little marker close by so so that I don't forget I got a trap there, and I'll be looking for it when I pass by to check them. Man, I tell you, as much as I don't care for that bug spray, I don't like mosquitoes even more, and it worked. So they all flying around my bike here. I don't know if y'all can see them. They everywhere, but they ain't biting me right now, so that deet works. All right, this is where we caught that other one right here, and as you can see, I mean, some of this was already like this, but he tore it up pretty good. So again, staying away from the road, we're gonna put it back right here because there's a good chance they coming through here anyway, this trail right here. And if I was trapping for coyote or bobcat, this would be another good place right here where they would be crossing over. But right now, we're looking for the raccoons. Ooh, there's some rabbit caca right there. I'll tell you what, they got rabbits all around this place. Ooh, that ground's nice and hard too. Another good thing about these traps is they are so easy to set and so fast. You can put a lot of them out in a little time. Which is good, because I'm in a hurry. I got stuff I gotta take care of, you know. I'm actually about to go do a trapping class over the weekend, so I'm still getting ready for all of that. Something else I want to show y'all is that you can also get a trap setter for these dog proofs that'll give you a little bit more leverage, so you're not taxing your hands so much, so they don't get tired or cramping, or when you get old get that arthritis. So it just goes like that on this little lever right there, and it sits on this little bolt right there, and you just stick it in, the dog goes between it, and then you can just use that as extra leverage to pull that up, and it's a whole lot easier. And then you can just set it like that. When you got to set a bunch of them, that'll help. Sure. May I wonder if they've been a raccoon around here. The tracks going all over the place. It looks like they headed straight that way too. We might have to put more than one. Looks like they might be going in and out right there. Oh, man, yeah. Oh, what that is? Is that a cat? I wonder if that's a little bobcat. That almost looks like a little bobcat right there. But then I might, well, look right here. That might be a house cat. That's kind of small. All right. Well, we'll just stick to the raccoons. Shit, boy, they got them all over. What that is? Ooh, that's either somebody got a dog back here. Well, that's a coyote right there. I bet you that's a coyote. All right, well, raccoons. All right, so just about every little trail that I hit that comes into this main one right here, I'm hitting with a trap, because I mean, this is a T, an intersection. So whether they're coming through here or going straight right here, you can catch both sides, and that's what they tend to do. I mean, animals ain't much different than people, you know. They're gonna take the path of least resistance. If you got a trail, ain't no sense in trying to get through all of that. So you gotta think like that when you figure out where you put a trap. And then, not to mention, I got sign all around here, so they definitely passing through here. And I got a bunch of tracks right there pointing this way, so that just means that they're coming in and out of here. And if they're doing that, then that's where we need to put the trap. See if this ground's hard enough. Oh yeah, I think so. So like raccoons, you don't have to have the strongest ground, because you got to imagine the animal's only this big. I mean, you don't want it the way it's easy to pull up, but just because you can pull it up don't mean that they can. And not to mention, if I pull it up like this, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to pull up straight up, but they're not gonna be doing that. They're gonna be pulling sideways like this. So that's plenty right there. That's plenty of tension. Now I could probably pull this up by myself with just my hands without the stake puller, but like I said, they're not as strong as I am because I'm a burly man. Not really, but you know what I mean. They're just not as strong as me. All right, so we got a deer feeder right here, so you know they coming around here, and I mean it's all over. They got tracks all over, but since this is holding water right now, the ground's probably too soft for those disposable anchors that I got. So what I got right here is these long pieces of rebar that we can shove all the way down. Actually, that felt pretty stiff, but we're gonna go ahead and use these. And what I'm gonna do is take a piece of PVC like that. I'm gonna stick this on the stake, and the reason I'm doing that is so when I stick it in here and stake it down, that chain can't go up high enough to wrap around that T, because if he wraps around that T, then he's gonna get twisted up, and will eventually twist up all of that chain where he's stuck right there, and them swivels won't work, and then he can hurt himself, and that's not what we want. So there you go. Because even though we're taking them out and dispatching them, we don't want them suffering meanwhile unnecessarily. So that's why we do that like that. And of course, we're not gonna be able to hear anything over the airboats. We're not gonna be able to scatter the food out around here because it'll just get soggy and wet. So I did it anyway. There we go. Probably gonna put more than one right here. All right, I put two over there by the deer feeder. But another thing to keep in mind when you're trapping raccoons is raccoons can climb. They can climb trees, they can climb over stuff like this. So you want to make sure they can't really reach that if you're using an earth anchor like this. Now, if you had it by a tree and you tied it around the trunk, you're fine. But when you're doing stuff like this, especially one of these anchors that don't have that little foot on the end to lock in, you don't want them to be able to get leverage to pull up. So what you don't want is for him to be able to climb up on that log like that, to be able to pull up or climb up a tree. He'll end up pulling your anchor out, and then you got a raccoon running around with one of your traps, and you ain't got no trap, and you ain't got the raccoon. So just something to be aware of. Keep that in mind. With my wet cat food, since I dropped it in the water over there. Hopefully it's still good. All right, y'all, we got all them traps set. If a raccoon comes out to take a leak, he's gonna pee on one of my traps. We got it, I mean, lined up. Every little cross trail going through, we got it, boys. So pick y'all back up in the morning when we come run these things. See what we got. Mosquitoes definitely ain't no better a day later, I can tell you that. God, they bite me through my shirt. Ooh, about to run out of this can. Sit there for a second. God. There's one thing I can do without, that's for sure. All right. So obviously, y'all, it's the next day. And first trap. Buddy's just chilling. That's the very first one we set. He's hanging out. I'm thankful, buddy, that you didn't make a big old trap circle like they did in the past, like the other one did the last time we was out here. I'm not seeing any movement down the trail just yet. Let me get this guy dispatched and we'll move along. Nothing in that one. Now this is interesting. I don't see any food, any of that cat food around the trap. So I'm wondering if maybe birds picked it up, because we still got the bait in the trap, but nothing's here. And then this one over here, this trap has been knocked over. So I'm wondering, it's been set off too. So That's interesting. This trap was set off. Food's still in it. No, actually, it hadn't been set off. I bet you a deer walked through here. Bet you a deer walked through here and knocked it over. Alright, well. Moving on down the line. Yeah, I figured there'd have to be one right here by the feeder. There was a lot of tracks, and you know they're gonna come back every now and then to check, see if they got any corn flying out of it. So that's number 2. Now these are the last traps. So out of all them traps, we only got 2. That's crazy, because I know there's an abundance of them out here. Woo! Man, he is mean. I ain't had one like that in a while. All right, buddy. All right. Man, it looks like even the rabbits are running around poo-pooing in the water. Look at that. See, this is supposed to be land, but this drainage canal right here, I guess they ain't turned the pumping station on in a while, and it done filled up. But that's what's going on here, and these are pretty aquatic animals. They like to be around water. So there you have it. That's 2. And like I said, I'm gonna leave that one there. I'm probably gonna leave a couple of them. I have to pull a couple of them because I got to take them with me over the weekend. We're doing a trapping class, so I'm gonna leave those here for the landowner's. Gonna go ahead and check them while I'm gone, and trying to thin out these raccoons, because as you can see, we 2 for 2. Well, 2 for 2 is in 2 times trapping, catching 2 both times. Yeah. All right, y'all, so I came back. I was gonna come pull this one that all the food was missing on around the outside, but we still had the food on the inside. And I came over here and I was about to pull it, and I was doing some more investigating, and I think we found out why they didn't eat the stuff in the trap. See all them ants? Look at them. I wouldn't have stuck my paw in there neither. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one. And there's another one further down this trail right here. It's the same thing. Food's missing around it. Ants are all up in it. So they might have came by here and ate the pieces that were around, and then noticed that they had some ants, and they was like, nah, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these, and yeah, not leave them here, because that ain't gonna do us no good. Them ants keep eating it. I mean, look at these trails. That's them ants. They're everywhere. Look at it. Look at them. Sure. Oh, look, they got lawns all through there. Some busy ants around these parts. Nope. Trying to set her off. I ain't trying to get eaten up by no ants. All right, well, that's kind of my skinning rack for now. So I got one of those, I don't know what you call those things that you put the feet on to hang it up and skin it. I got one of those, but I need to build some kind of a rack. As you can see, they got these iron angles right here that's holding the slab up on this, whatever you call that, because this is a raised house. It was built on the ground. It's a slab house, and then they raised it because of, you know, hurricanes, and thank God they did, because if it wasn't, would have been swimming upstairs for Ida. But anyway, still need to get that done, taken care of. I got me a little spot right here. I got this tarp up for a couple reasons. One, just so the neighbor don't have to see me cleaning animals, because she's not particularly fond of all of that. But she's not against it. She just don't want to see it, you know. So I understand that. So you got to be very neighborly to your neighbors, because I mean that's what it's really all about. Not to mention that also faces the northeast side. So whenever we have a north wind, when it's chilly outside, it kind of blocks the wind, and I can turn on a little buddy heat and even stay warm. But we ain't got that problem right now because it's pretty warm outside. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and skin this raccoon, and we're gonna take one of the big old hind leg quarters, and we're gonna see if we can't cook it up, make it taste good. Now we probably could have had a lot more raccoons. I went and looked at all the traps, and those red ants are an issue because a lot of those traps had the ants in there. So I think that might be a problem. Might be the reason we're not getting that many raccoons, is because, again, I don't want to go stick my hand in a hole with a bunch of red ants. So I'm sure that's the case. If any of y'all know of a remedy of that, maybe a way around that besides just, I probably should have put some more traps just in that water right there by that deer feeder. Kind of wish I'd have thought of that. But anyway, let me get this cleaned up and I'll catch y'all in the kitchen. All right, so on the last raccoon trapping video we did, I soaked the back straps in Coca-Cola, like the recipe book said. And I gotta be honest with you, I didn't like it. I can still taste the Coke after we fried it up. But this time, we're gonna use the back leg. Now, a lot of you guys had a lot of good comments about what to soak it in. Some said beer, some said vinegar, some other things that I can't remember right now. But I've seen a couple videos on YouTube of how they cook this. Now they cook it with some sweet potatoes and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that part, but the first thing they do is they boil it first to get rid of some fat. Now a raccoon has a lot of fat on them. This is after I done cut off as much fat as I could. You can still see a lot right there. They have some still on the inside right there. I pulled off as much as I could. Well, I guess I could get a little bit more. But one thing's for sure, what you got to do with a raccoon is they have glands that you got to get out. On the hind legs, it's right behind the knee where these muscles split open like that. There'll be a little red bean looking thing in there mixed in with some fat. You want to make sure you remove that. In the front, they got them in the armpits. I believe there's one in each armpit, one behind each knee, and I think 2 in the neck. Something like that. But we're gonna go ahead and boil it first, and then we're gonna go ahead and smother it down in some onions and see how that comes out. So I got my water boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in there, but we're not gonna do just regular water now. We're gonna put a little bit of crab ball in there, a little bit of Berg's Boil Blend, some seasoning up in there. Maybe give it a little flavor. And what that's gonna do is help break down the fat while it boils, or the boiling will help break down the fat, not the seasoning. And that way, when we cook it, we won't have all of that fat still all up in there and making it, I don't know if it makes the taste bad or if it makes it slimy. I'm not really sure, but everybody says to do it, so we're gonna go ahead and take their word for it. This is only the 3rd time I cook raccoon, but I'm trying to find a good recipe that I can stick with because there is an abundance of raccoons that we can be partaking in their protein, if you know what I'm saying. That's been boiling for about 45-50 minutes. Let's take a look at it, see what it look like. Oh yeah, you can tell a lot of that fat done melted off. So there we go, we got our leg. Of course, you still got a little bit of that on there, but that is okay. Then I got my cast iron pan right here, my skillet, and then I got some olive oil in there. I'll go ahead and get some of these onions cooking. Get them browned up and caramelized, caramel, you know what I'm talking about. And while the onion's doing its thing, we're gonna hit it with some Berg's Bayou Blend on both sides. All sides. Might as well go ahead and grab a little bit of garlic, add that to the mix. See if we can't get a little searage on here. Y'all don't be writing none of this down yet now. Wait till we see if it tastes good. You might be wasting your time. I don't know. We experimenting right now. So I forgot to hit the record button, but after I brown the edges like that, I got a little brown on the top. I added some Worcestershire sauce. I added the rest of the onions. We got the garlic. We got a little bit of water that I added. A little bit of juice on that like this. Whoops, come back. And then I'm just gonna cook it low and slow till it gets tender. And I'll come around, check it every now and then, maybe give her a flip. Give her some more of that juice on top. This lid's not for this pot, but it happened to work, so there you go. And that stove is dirty, dirty. Look at that. Might be on to something here, folks. That's tender, tender. Good flavor. Almost kind of same texture, kind of like a roast. Think we on to something now, boy. I gotta stop eating so I can talk to y'all. That's good. Woo! Got a little bit of a kick to it with that cayenne. Most of that's from that crab ball. But not too bad at all, man. I like that. We're gonna have to try that recipe I was talking about with the sweet potatoes. They boil it in the crab bowl, then season it, then put it on the grill till it gets a little bit of that color. And they slap it on some potatoes and sweet potatoes, onions, some other things like that. Wrap it in foil and then bake it till it's tender, either on the grill or in the oven. And you know, I like sweet potatoes, so I can see that going good with some sweet potatoes. I think we might be maybe we might be getting some more raccoons here. But let me know in the comments if you guys like these raccoon trapping videos, because I'm still gonna have to trap some more. So if y'all want me to take y'all along, just let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you taking time to view these videos. Hope you enjoy them. Hit that thumbs up button if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't, and you know the drill.